How's it going, everybody? This is JT Wolf from the 14 Rings and NFC East podcast. We are doing NFL draft profiles, which are exclusively on our YouTube page. Like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, let's get things started. I'm going to talk about the draft prospect of Mansoor Delane, cornerback from LSU. One thing that I like about this guy, Delane, is that he's a up-in-your-face corner. He's very athletic, and he can be physical at the point of attack. One thing I like about Mansoor Delane is that he has elite ball production with fluid hips, as well as strong press man coverage skills. He does have good speed, and he does execute when he needs to. I like him being a press man corner because he's up in your face and he's not afraid of the challenge to take on your number one receiver or your number two. Anywhere on the field where you line him up, he's going to play it to the best of his ability. Now, I know that he has some weaknesses with his long speed. He's quick, but he lacks the elite top end speed. But that just shows his physicality, where if he's got the receiver in front of him, he's going to make sure he keeps him in front of him. So I think that's one thing he can work on as well. His size is also a thing that some people may not seem or appreciate. He's somewhere between 5'11", 6 foot. He weighs around 190 pounds. Now, also has a tendency to be over aggressive. If he can dial down some of that aggressiveness, I think no doubt in my mind he's going to be one of those top corners that won't generate a lot of penalties. And honestly, with his ability, I love the tenacity he has as well as the physicality that he shows. Now, he was also a transfer from Virginia Tech, so being able to play in the SEC, that kind of gets you ready for the true test when you take that next step in your football career. But I like what he did this past season, and honestly, where I can see him as a player comp, he's somewhere to the line of Quinyon Mitchell. Yeah, a Quinyon Mitchell. One of those top corners. Quinyon has a little more speed than Delane, but just the physicality and just being up in your face and being able to play lockdown and erase the receiver, that's what Delane brings. And where I see him landing in the draft, he can this player is very interesting because he can go in the early part of the draft or he can fall in the later part of the draft. And I know that this draft is very heavy with defensive guys, so it's just whoever can land this guy, they got a really good dude. And with seeing some top teams that could grab him, I can see the Kansas City Chiefs grabbing him because both their corners signed to the Los Angeles Rams. So they're definitely in need of a corner. And I can see Mansoor Delane being that guy for them. And as well as Spags just being able to get another young corner under his belt. He's done a really great job with just being able to prep these young corners and have them play top notch and be all pros as well as Pro Bowls and even win the chip. But overall, I can see him being a landing spot there with the Chiefs. If not the Chiefs, I can see him falling to 12 to my Dallas Cowboys, where Dallas is in the need of corners. I know that they've done very heavy with just addressing their safety room in the back end. I need to see somebody as a top corner. I can see this guy being a plug and play because I know that Bland as well as Revel are recovering from injuries. I don't think Bland is like fully healthy after just having surgery on his foot yet again. I can see Delane playing on the outside as well as just playing with the newly signed guy, Kobe Durant, in that corner spot. I think he'll be a nice addition to the Cowboys. The final thoughts is that Mansoor Delane, wherever this guy lands, that team's got a very special player. Mansoor Delane, all he's got to do is work on that speed a little bit more. But other than that, he has the tools to be a top-notch corner. He has the physicality. He has the elite ball skills, as well as being an eraser for those receivers trying to make plays. He takes the receiver out the game. And no doubt in my mind, any team will want that, especially on defense, because he helps solidify that outside for your secondary, as well as being able to be a guy that don't you dare throw my way. And I think that's Mansoor Delane. If you like this episode and any of the NFC East content, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, 14 Rings NFC East Podcast, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. You could also follow us on our socials on Twitter X, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at 14_Rings Podcast. Until next time, everyone have a blessed day. Peace.